Hello and welcome to this month's property market report for Lecrin Valley, Orgiva and Lanjaron. As usual, we'll take a look at some of the facts and figures around the marketplace as we end the first quarter of 2022, and then we will also look at some of the news and things affecting the marketplace when it comes to buying or selling your home in the area. First of all, let's take a look at the figures for Lanjaron. Last month, there were 97 properties available for sale in Lanjaron, with an average asking price of just over €139,000. This equates to around €1,800 per square metre. In Orgiva, there were 88 properties for sale, with an average asking price of €227,000, which equates to €1,380 per square metre. As we move over to the valley, focusing this month on the town of Lecrin, there were 22 properties available for sale, average asking price of just over €104,000 or €665 per square metre. Now, in property news for the area, I think it would be fair to say the big news of the month has been the Kalima and the changing of the white villages to, what should we call it, yellow or brown villages, difficult to tell, which obviously has been a bit of a disaster for the area, particularly with Semana Santa coming very soon. The start of the tourist season is normally a really good thing for the whole area, and particularly for attracting buyers in who fall in love with the beautiful alpajaras in springtime and the white villages. How that's going to affect the market going forward, it's difficult to tell at the moment, as there certainly seems to be a lot of news about the potential for some government assistance in cleaning all of the mess left by the Kalima away from the white villages and the white towns of the Alpahara. It could be that very soon we start to see properties being traded in pressure washers rather than euros. Who knows? We'll see what comes on that in the next couple of weeks. But one thing's for sure, it's certainly not reduced the amount of inquiries from buyers looking to move into the area. This moves us on to the foreign buyer market. While the Spanish market is still a big number of buyers in the area, foreign buyers are the main source of properties being purchased at the moment in this area. If we look at 2021, obviously last year leading into this year, there was actually a record number of foreign buyers in the area. This is borne out by the statistics, and this is now showing to continue into 2022, where we've actually seen an increase in the number of foreign buyers who are looking in the area. In part, this comes from a large network of agents, in particular with Sira and Realtor, where we work with a lot of different agents around the world and have contacts in those markets where people are looking to move here. As can be seen from the statistics here, there are still a large number of buyers coming, mostly from Northern Europe. That's still the biggest marketplace for the area. However, the US is really starting to come into its own. This is a trend we've seen building, and the US always has had an affiliation with Andalusia, but particularly this area, we're seeing more and more inquiries from US buyers. In particular, since we've been working with the Realtor network, who have a lot of agents in the US, we're starting to see significant number of inquiries of people who are dealing with Realtor agents in the US and wish to move to Spain. This has seen a significant increase in inquiries, and we expect this to continue. One of the things with US buyers is they're very used to buying remotely. So the last couple of sales we've had to US buyers, they've actually been buying the properties without physically visiting them. Having seen the videos that we produce and also then doing a remote viewing, this has led to a number of sales from US buyers in particular who do not necessarily need to visit the property. This might seem strange for quite a lot of people, but in the US, this is a perfectly normal way of doing business, and having access to those buyers can be quite important for you. Another thing that is becoming, or is often in the news, is cryptocurrencies. And something that's happening in the market is there's a lot of talk around NFTs and cryptocurrencies in relation to properties. There's still a long way to go with this market, undoubtedly. One of the difficulties with cryptocurrencies and purchasing property is the volatility in the markets. The price that you agree today could easily be 10% higher or lower if your investments are in crypto. We've had several people wishing to buy property using crypto. However, having spoken to the notary in Spain, they will not accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payment for purchase of a property in Spain. They will have to be converted into euros in order to pay for that and sign in the notary. Whether this will change in the future, we don't know. But for the moment, we're keeping a close eye on the activity of cryptocurrencies in the international markets. Finally, something which is really important when you're marketing your property and has a big impact on the local market is the operating systems that buyers are using. We've seen some interesting trends in this over recent years. And in fact, what you can see from the statistics here is that the great majority of buyers are using mobile devices in order to search for property. You can see quite clearly the Android iOS split, and I'm certainly not going to get into the argument over Android and Apple. There's enough people who can do that anywhere. But what that does show is consistently the number of people using mobile devices compared to sort of static PCs has increased phenomenally over recent years. Now, when it comes to property marketing, this is particularly important for you to ensure that your digital marketing strategy for your property is very mobile-led rather than the old-school marketing on home-based PCs. How does this affect the local market? Well, certainly one of the big things we find is having a good internet connection is one of the top requirements from buyers in the marketplace at the moment. So this is something to be very aware of, and when it comes to thinking about selling your property, ensure that you know what your internet connection speeds are, and let us as your agent know so that we can pass it on to buyers. It's one of the top inquiries we get at the moment, and is certainly being borne out by the number of inquiries and interest via mobile devices. Well, thank you for listening to the market news for Q1 for the end of March in 2022. It's very exciting. The market is in strong demand at the moment, with lots of buyer inquiries and actually a shortage of quality stock on the market. Could this affect prices going forward into April? We'll have to wait and see at the moment, but the market is certainly blooming in line with the time of year. So if there are any other questions or comments you have on this market report, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments below, and please like and subscribe to our channel to get more updates. In the meantime, if you have any other questions that you would like answers to about the local property market, do not hesitate to get in touch, and we can make a video to help you.